We love getting your questions, so we want you to keep them coming via Facebook, Twitter, and on our webpage. Who knows, we might just answer your question here in the studio audience next.
Welcome back to the Daily Helpline. With us today is our special guest, DeVon Franklin. Welcome, DeVon.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
And when we saw the selfie video of our next guest sent to us all the way from Chicago, we knew we needed to have a chat face-to-face, so we brought her here. Take a look.
Hi Miles, hi Spirit. My name is Monica and I am a viewer from Chicago. And my question is about a guy that I recently dated. We hit it off really well from the beginning and he was really excited about getting to know me and meeting me. He was quite smitten with me. By the second date, we had a little bit too much fun possibly because we had too much to drink and we didn't plan on it. I certainly didn't, but we ended up at my place and we slept together. 2 days later, he texts me and he wants to see me again, which I thought was a good sign. This is when he told me and drops a bombshell on me that he's not interested in being serious with anybody right now at the moment, and that he had just gotten out of a 6-year relationship just this year. My question ultimately is, was I doomed from the beginning, or if the second date hadn't ended how it did, would he still be pursuing me to this day?
Yeah.
All right, let's welcome Monica.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very thankful. Thank you.
We got a few minutes with you. We got you all the way here. Let's get right to it.
When we met, we hit it off, like I said, right away. And I'm a pretty good judge of character. So I didn't feel like he was being shady or being dishonest at all. He was being himself. He was actually very sensitive.
Did you
kind of
ask
guy.
him up front, was there a blatant conversation about, hey, what are your intentions? What do you want? Where are you? Have you been in a relationship?
Yeah.
Did you directly get clarity before that night?
No, I have not.
Okay,
That's
see, here's
the problem.
the thing. You cannot
yeah.
leave anything vague with men, all right?
They're simple,
anything that's
girls.
vague.
They're simple.
No, I mean, many men are like, well, if she's not asking, she must not be concerned about it.
Yes.
So this is why it's so important to have a point of view about whatever's important to you. Get that up front at the beginning, so then you have information that you can base your decisions on. I don't believe, I heard your video, now, I don't believe that randomly that second night was just accidental. We put ourselves in situations where we are okay with whatever might happen, right? I don't think with this guy that it would have changed one way or another. He's coming out of a 6-year relationship. He doesn't want to go back into anything serious. I think the issue is just you getting clarity up front so that you can have the information and make the decisions that make you feel better. Don't feel bad. Don't have any guilt about this, right? Because he's not going to want to be in a relationship. So whether you slept with him the first night or not, I don't think it would have changed. I think the only thing that would have changed differently is how you feel about it. Right? I believe that our life becomes the sum total of decisions we make, especially in dating. And so if you don't want this feeling again, then don't put yourself in a position to ever let this happen like this.
Okay. Yeah.
That's excellent advice. Excellent advice.
Absolutely right. Yeah.
And so, and I think that DeVon raises some excellent points. And so if you're out there dating, you have to decide, am I dating just for recreation right now? I just want to have a good time. We go out sometimes, we have some drinks, or am I dating because I want a serious relationship? And if you want a serious relationship, then you have to take stock about who you want that person to be. So that when they show up and as you're dating them and you're going out on these dates, you have that mental checklist. Does he meet this? Do we have the same interest in this? Are we both moving in the same direction? Are we compatible with where we are right now? And then the other part of this, I think it's important that you remember that in the beginning, you're not really dating the guy, you're dating his representative in the same way that he's dating yours, okay?
Yeah.
And this is what I say about a representative. You are not dating who you think you are, you're dating who they think you want them to be.
That's right. That's a good
Okay,
point.
does that make
Yes.
sense? Here, come on now, come on.
That's it.
Let me explain to you why. Does that make
Yes.
sense?
No, it absolutely makes sense.
Yeah.
I never thought about it that way. How do you, what advice can you give me about how to approach, like on a first date or first meeting someone, without being too harsh, that what you're looking for? How do you tell a man this to them, like when you first meet them?
Be honest. It's your life. It's your life. You have to say, listen, this is who I am, this is what I want, this is what I'm looking for, and if the person is not there, cool. You can either choose to move forward or say, hey, that's not what I'm about, and move on. Don't be afraid to be vocal. You'd be shocked at how many men will respond positively, because a lot of women, in my experience, they get a little afraid. Don't be afraid. It's your life.
Yeah.
You say, hey, look, bro, this is what I want. This is what I don't want. Are you on that page? And let them prove that to you. So you have to give the real person time to show up, and that means you got to be patient. Sometimes you gotta calm the hormones.
I know,
all right,
well.
because the hormones say, "Hey, representative looks good."
Yeah.
Okay, but real person is like, "Yo," the real person is like, "Hey, I just want to see how long it's gonna take for me not to even get to know her, but for her to decide to be intimate with me." Because see, some men will wait it out. So that's why you have to have resolve and say, okay, I like this guy, but I'm not going to give this guy the very thing that he may want of me right now. I'm going to wait and see how long it takes for the real person to show up. And when you start making some of these choices, you're going to see a whole different life in your dating area, and you're going to feel more rewarded, and you're also going to feel more at peace.
Can the church say amen? Okay, do you feel it?
I feel so much better.
Good.
Thank you. We thank you so much for being here and sharing
Thank
your
you
story.
so
Remember
much.
what we said, because we mean every word.
Absolutely.
Okay?
We'll take it
Thank
with me.
you.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on the show. I'm very grateful. Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you more. All right,
you.
guys. Up next, we'll meet newlyweds who've been married less than a year and they're already in crisis. We love getting your questions, so we want you to keep them coming via Facebook, Twitter, and on our webpage. Who knows, we might just answer your question here in the studio audience next.